Welcome to EduPom EdTech. You're watching Expert Chemistry lectures with Abhinav Gaur. In this lecture, we will study different classifications of colloidal salts. So first classification is based on the physical state of the dispersed phase and the dispersion medium. First we have dispersed phase, which is present in lesser amount as we have discussed, and then we have dispersion medium, which is present in larger amount, and then we have type of colloid which will be formed. So if we mix solid in solid, we will get solid sol. If we mix solid in liquid, we will get sol. If we mix solid in gas, we will get aerosol. If we mix liquid in solid, we will get a gel. If we mix liquid in liquid, we will get emulsion. If we mix liquid in gas, we will get aerosol again, and gas in solid, we will get solid sol. Then gas in liquid, we will get foam. So these are the different types of colloidal salts based on the physical state. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 types of colloidal salts based on the physical property. This aerosol is on repeat. Okay, so we have 7 types of colloidal salts. Now another classification is based on the interaction with water, and on this basis we have 2 types of salts. We have lyophilic and lyophobic salts. We all know that the term lyophilic means water loving, where lyo means water and philic means loving. So these are the colloidal salts which are water loving. These colloidal salts are formed by mixing substances like gum, gelatin, starch, rubber, etc. with a suitable dispersion medium. Now important characteristics of these salts is that they can be easily separated, and we will get the dispersion medium and dispersed phase separate. These can be separated easily by methods like evaporation, and therefore they are called as reversible salts. Furthermore, these salts are stable and cannot be easily coagulated by addition of electrolyte. Okay, so lyophilic salts are water loving. They can be prepared directly by mixing substances like gum, gelatin, starch, rubber, etc. with suitable dispersion medium. They can be separated easily by methods like evaporation, and therefore they are called as reversible salt. They cannot be coagulated easily. Now lyophobic, we all know that the term lyophobic means that these are water hating. Phobic means hating. So lyophobic salts are water hating. These are formed when substances like metals and their sulfides, they are mixed with dispersion medium, and in such case these metals and sulfides of metal, they do not form colloidal salt directly. We need to apply some special methods that we will discuss later. One example of such method is bridge arc method. So whenever we mix metal or sulfides of metal in dispersion medium, they do not get mixed. We need some special methods to prepare colloidal salt, and such salts are called as lyophobic salts. They get precipitated easily by addition of electrolyte, and they are irreversible. So this is all about our lyophobic salts. Now another classification is based on the types of particles of the dispersed phase. On this basis, we have multimolecular colloids, we have macromolecular colloids, and we have associated colloids. So in case of multimolecular colloids, we have different particles. Let's say we have particles of A, particles of B, particles of C, and we have a dispersion medium. Let's say the dispersion medium is water. So in this case, when I will add only particle A to water, it will give me a true solution. When I will add only particle B to water, it will give me a true solution. And when I will add particle C to water, it will give me a true solution. But when I will add particle A, B and C together in the water, then they will associate together, and when they will associate, they will form a particle which will have size in the range of 1 nanometer to 1000 nanometer, and then it will form a colloidal salt, and such colloidal salt will be called as multimolecular. Okay, so there are multiple molecules. So these for example, we have sulfur salts which consist many particles of S8. Many particles of S8 are present, and these S8 particles will associate together to form a particle of colloidal range, and they will form colloidal salt. Then we have macromolecular colloids. Macromolecular colloids are those in which the particle size of dispersed phase is of more than 1000 nanometer, and such particle, due to solvent effect, breaks down into different fragments, and these fragments are of colloidal range, and thus the colloidal soul is formed. So they will form suspension in usual terms, but when they get fragmented, they get broken up, they form colloidal soul. Example of naturally occurring macromolecule include starch, cellulose, protein and enzyme. Mostly proteins and fats show such behavior. Fats tend to prepare the suspensions rather than the colloidal soul in most of the cases. Now we have associated colloids. In case of associated colloids, we have substances. For example, I have this solvent which is water, and to this I am adding a substance which is substance A. So when I will add this substance A at lesser amount, it will behave as a strong electrolyte and it will dissociate into ions, that means cations and anions. But when I will add these in a certain higher concentration, then in higher concentration case, which is also called as the critical micelle concentration. So in higher concentration case, they aggregate together, and aggregated particles are of colloidal range, and these aggregated particles are called as micelle, and these micelles forms colloidal soul. The minimum concentration which is required for formation of micelle is called as critical micelle concentration, and the minimum temperature which is required for formation of micelle is called as the Kraft temperature. When I dilute this colloidal soul, it converts back into pure solutions of ions. Now for soaps, there is an example that for soaps the critical micelle concentration is about 10 to the power minus 4 to 10 to the power minus 3 mole per liter, and these micelles have both lyophilic and lyophobic part. So here we can see it has a lyophobic tail and a hydrophobic lyophilic, or we can say hydrophilic head. Example of it is sodium stearate, where we have Na C17, sorry, we have C17H35COONA, which converts into C17H35COO negative and Na positive. Now this COO negative is a lyophilic part, whereas this hydrocarbon chain is the lyophobic part. So micelle have both lyophobic and lyophilic, and micelles, soaps and other surface active agents are example of micelle. We will study about the action and cleaning power of such surface active agents later on. Thank you.